Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today we're diving deep into the world of app development. Whether you're a complete beginner or you've dabbled in coding before, this video is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know to go from that app idea you've been sitting on to a fully fledged app in the app stores. We're going to break down the different types of app development, go over the tools you'll need to get started, and give you some essential tips for navigating the world of app development. We'll cover everything from building apps for your phone to web apps that run in your browser and even desktop apps for your computers. So, if you're ready to turn that million-dollar app idea into a reality, grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get started with App Development 101. Alright, let's kick things off with the most popular category, mobile app development. Now, when it comes to mobile, we've got two major players, iOS and Android. Think of them as the Coke and Pepsi of the mobile world. Both do the same thing, quench your thirst. But they have their own distinct flavors. First up, we've got iOS, Apple's operating system that powers iPhones and iPads. iOS is known for its smooth performance, sleek design, and focus on user experience. If you're developing for iOS, you'll be diving into the world of Swift, Apple's powerful and intuitive programming language. And for the actual building process, you'll be using Xcode, Apple's integrated development environment, IDE, which is like your app building cockpit. On the other side of the ring, we have Android, developed by Google. Android is all about customization, flexibility, and a wider range of devices from budget-friendly to flagship phones. When it comes to coding for Android, you'll be working with Java or Kotlin, both incredibly versatile languages. And for your IDE, Android Studio will be your best friend, providing you with all the tools you need to bring your Android app to life. Now, choosing between iOS and Android depends on a few factors. Are you targeting Apple's loyal user base or Android's wider reach? Do you prefer the elegance of Swift or the flexibility of Java Kotlin? It's all about finding the right fit for your app idea. But hey, maybe you're thinking, why not both? And you know what? That's a great question. We'll dive into cross-platform development later in the video, which lets you build apps for both iOS and Android simultaneously. But for now, let's move on to the world of web apps. Alright, so we've tackled mobile apps, but what about web apps? These are the apps that live in your web browser, like Chrome, Safari, or Firefox. Think of your favorite social media platforms, online banking portals, or even this YouTube video you're watching right now, all web apps. Web apps are built using a magical trio of technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML provides the structure and content of your web app, like the text, images, and buttons. CSS is all about the style and layout, making your web app visually appealing and user-friendly. And JavaScript, that's the brain of the operation, handling all the interactivity and dynamic elements that make web apps so engaging. Now, web apps offer some serious advantages. First off, they're accessible from any device with an internet connection and a web browser. No need to download or install anything. Second, they're easier to update and maintain since you're only managing one code base for all platforms. And lastly, they can scale incredibly well, handling millions of users without breaking a sweat. But building a web app isn't just about these three technologies. You'll also need to choose the right back-end framework, which handles all the behind-the-scenes logic and data storage. Popular choices include Node.js, Python's Django, and Ruby on Rails. And of course, you'll need a database to store all your app's data, like user information, posts, or anything else your app needs to remember. Web app development is incredibly versatile and powerful, allowing you to create dynamic and engaging experiences that reach a global audience. Now let's shift gears and talk about desktop app development. These are the apps that live on your computer, like your favorite photo editors, video games, or even your operating system itself. Desktop app development can seem a bit more complex than mobile or web apps because you're building for specific operating systems like Windows, macOS, or Linux. Each platform has its own set of rules, programming languages, and tools. For Windows, you can use languages like C#, C++, or Visual Basic, along with Microsoft's .NET Framework and Visual Studio IDE. macOS development often involves Swift or Objective-C, the same language is used for iOS apps, and you'll be working with Xcode as your IDE. And for Linux, you have a wider range of choices like C, C++, Python, Java, and more, with popular IDEs like Eclipse or Visual Studio Code. Desktop app development gives you a lot of control over the user's hardware and resources. You can create apps that demand high performance, like video editing software or gaming engines. Plus, you can tap into platform-specific features and APIs that aren't always available to web or mobile apps. However, desktop apps require installations, updates, and can sometimes face compatibility issues across different operating systems. But hey, that's where cross-platform development comes in. Speaking of which, let's see how this game changer can make your app development journey a whole lot smoother. Alright, remember how we talked about choosing between iOS and Android for mobile apps? Well, cross-platform development is like having your cake and eating it too. It lets you build apps that run seamlessly on multiple platforms. iOS, Android, you name it, all from a single code base. This means you don't have to write separate code for each platform, saving you time, resources, and a whole lot of headaches. Plus, you can reach a wider audience by launching your app on multiple platforms simultaneously. Now, there are a bunch of popular tools for cross-platform development. React Native, developed by Facebook, uses JavaScript to build native-like apps for both iOS and Android. Flutter, created by Google, uses the Dart programming language and is known for its fast development cycles and expressive UI. And Xamarin, owned by Microsoft, uses C# and the Net framework to build cross-platform apps. Each tool has its own strengths and weaknesses, so it's all about finding the right fit for your project's needs. But regardless of your choice, cross-platform development is a game changer in the world of app development, empowering developers to reach wider audiences with less effort. So whether you're building a mobile app, a web app, or a desktop app, cross-platform development opens up a world of possibilities, making app development more accessible and efficient than ever before. And that wraps up our whirlwind tour of app development. Hopefully, you learned something new today, whether it's the difference between iOS and Android development, the magic of web apps, or the power of cross-platform development. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tech breakdowns and tutorials. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. We've got a ton of exciting content planned, so stay tuned. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.